Welcome back to the channel, everyone. In this video today, this is day 12 of the Push to Top 100, and I'm going to be doing kind of a deep dive into my Root Rider army, explaining exactly how to use it and why I think that this is the best army in the game. So we're starting off with hero equipments. I go with the Spiky Ball and Earthquake Boots. So a lot of people have suggested to use the Snake Bracelet, and the Snake Bracelet, it is very, very strong, but I think that the Earthquake Boots are stronger in normal mode. Snake Bracelet is usually used in hard mode to tank defenses, but in normal mode, because the defenses don't hit as hard, the tanking isn't as important. It's actually more important for the king to be able to open up walls and push the queen and any other troops that you have into the middle of the base. Next up, we're using the Mirror and Giant. This is definitely the best combo on the queen, pretty much in every situation. Um, if you don't have the giant equipment max, then you can also use the healer puppet. That works perfectly fine as well. But the giant is definitely the better option right now. And next up, Warden ability. I'm using Eternal Tome and Healing Tome. This is definitely the best combo on the Warden as well. There are some people that use the Healing Tome and the Rage Gem. That also works quite well, especially in hard mode. In normal mode, though, I'm facing a lot of double Rage bases, and having this equipment combo is really, really good against that. And lastly, for the RC, the best equipment combo is definitely the Electro Boots and Rocket Spear. So pretty much Electro Boots is non-negotiable, obviously, because we're using RC Walk. And Rocket Spear is also the best equipment for your RC because the extra damage boost and the Spear active ability can help snipe super isolated Town Hall bases, which are pretty tough for Roots. Next up, we're using 5 invis spells because we want to have the extra support from that 5th invis spell. Because a lot of bases are getting tougher to funnel nowadays, so it's really important to have that just for safety. And also, you can use invis spells on the back end. This CC, very, very important. A lot of people use ice golems and goblins and stuff in their CC. I think that this is by far the strongest CC in the game. Having the 2 minions, 3 balloons, really, really helps to keep your healers alive, which is the whole point of the troop launcher. The troop launcher, throws stuff into the middle of the base. And because you're using the king on this attack, you don't have the minion prince in the middle, then you need to make sure you have some extra support to make sure that your healers stay alive throughout the entire attack. Also, that is exactly why we're using the Sneezy on the Warden. If your healers stay alive throughout the hit, then you pretty much will 3-star no matter what. And lastly, always, always remember to bring a log launcher in your base, or in your attack. Because having a log launcher means that you can deal with invase bases effectively, and that just makes sure that you can triple every single type of base, while still having the best hero equipment on your queen. So hopefully you guys can understand why I chose this army, why I'm making certain decisions with my troop comp, and I'll also make sure to link this in the video description. So let's get into the attacks, and I'm going to explain how I approach these bases as well as, kind of my thought process when attacking. So hopefully you guys enjoy the video. All right, first base right here. I've hit this base quite a few times, but there's a bit of a change on this base. He moved the poison tower right here, which actually is even better value for us since we enter our RC from that side. It might be super trapped, but I think it's still worth it to go for it since we have 5 invises, so we can double it up. The reason I'm taking this out is because then the funnel for pushing my roots into the middle is super clear. So I'm going to start my RC right here. Using the 7 trick, which means when the timer on the top says 7, then I'll place an invis. Ooh, looks like my fox is getting taken out super, super early, which isn't great. So I'm going to have to switch to a 7-3 cycle. 7-3 cycle means I place an invis on 7, and then I place another invis on 3. That way, I make sure my RC is always covered during the invis. And yeah, this is looking really good. I'm going to activate this Giga Bomb, and then I'll just pick up my RC right there because I don't need her to get any more value. Then I'll use the Wall Breaker here, Ice Golem, King, and Queen to push everything in that direction. Then I start my roots on the top. The order that I use to deploy my roots is pretty much just roots, Valks, balloons, healers, Warden, and then RC. I really wait a long time to use my troop launcher because I want to make sure that the balloons all die before that I use that. That way I have maximum time, with the coverage from those balloons, onto the healers, just to make sure that everything stays alive. So as you can see here, the king took out the entire, all the walls there, so it makes it really easy for me to access the back end of the base with my queen and my roots and whatnot. Where's my RC? She's taking a lot of damage here. I'm gonna freeze that just to make sure she stays alive. Now I use these goblin guys here and then some other stuff to support on that side. The super barbs, I mean. Alright, this is looking really good. Using some more goblins on the back end to support. And this is going to be a nice triple to start off with the day. Still have the giant alive, still my RC, all the healers. And yeah, this is looking good. Just going to use the archers here to take out some of those buildings. Oh wow, what just happened? All my healers died. That's alright though. The entire base is gone already, so no need for those anymore. And I forgot to mention, because I was a little bit caught up like during the attack, but how you want to use your root overgrowth spell, not your root spell, is to push all of your troops in the same direction. So if you notice that they're going to split, you want to make sure that all of the roots head back into the same direction. So you use the overgrowth to funnel your troops. All right, like I just mentioned, this is a double rage base. These are really, really common in Legends. And I want to show you, this is exactly why I use the Earthquake Boots on my king. So this compartment right here with the Town Hall is very accessible to me because I have the Earthquake Boots to take out all the walls here, and it can let my queen access the middle of the base. So now I want to take out this monolith because it kind of sticks out on the base. So I'm going to use my RC right here. If she decides to walk in by herself, then I'll just let her walk in. If not, I'll use an invis to redirect her into the monolith. Looks like she's going straight in, so that's great for us. All right, 7 again, using the invis. Looks like she's going to go up, which is completely fine. Actually, that's probably better because the top side is usually less trapped. And last invis right here, just going to use it to take out that mortar so the funnel is set for my roots. You got to make sure you look out for where the defense ring is, because defenses are ultimately what drags roots into different places. So now using the king queen here, ice golem here to tank, and then using a wall breaker just to open up that compartment. Then I'll use the other ice golem here, the rest of my roots, and early rage here just because there's a bunch of damage at the start of the base there and I want to take everything out. Using the earthquake boots, as you can see there, everything gets taken out, all those walls. So it makes it really accessible for my king and queen to reach into the base. And then as my troops, enter into this middle area, you're gonna watch out for this rage tower on the back end. And then as soon as the rage tower goes off, I'm just gonna overgrowth that compartment there. So it looks like it's going off. You're gonna overgrowth this. So now, as you can see, the overgrowth also redirects all the troops back into this direction here, which is where my queen is. So that just makes sure all of the troops there stay alive and together. So now using these on the back end to tank a little bit, and then the super barbs as well to support there. And use the archers here on this big high HP building. And yeah, this is looking already really, really crushed. I still have 3 spells that I can use, so I'll use it on these archer towers here because that's a lot of concentrated damage there. And then I'll invis this, and I'll probably invis that as well. Yeah, I didn't need those spells there, but just in case. Not good to be too overconfident on these hits. Nice. All right, next base here. This is a star base from a while ago. And if I remember correctly, the way I hit this base is that I RC charge one of these top sides here, then I enter into the flat side of this base, so I take out the town hall early, and then I overgrowth something on the back end. I don't remember, but let's start with that. Starting with my RC on this side, want to push her into this compartment around here. And use a super barb to just take out that Tesla so she gets funneled correctly. It's probably going to be corner Teslas everywhere, so I'm just going to make sure to watch out for that and save some super barbs. Okay, using another invis here. Just gonna wait for her to take some of this stuff out. Okay, taking that out. Perfect. Now we're gonna pick her up because we don't need any more value there. Using the king and queen here to funnel my root riders, sending in an ice golem there to support, and I'm funneling this side to make sure my king walks in the right direction here. Then I'll use my roots. Always make sure to put the stuff in the right order, because if you start with the wrong troops, let's say you put your warden down before your balloons and healers, then it could cause some issues because the Sneezy could get targeted by an air defense, and then that would just go down super early. Wow, yeah, I forgot about the Teslas. Should have paid more attention there. Alright, I'm gonna use the Eternal Tome as everything enters into the core. Then I'm gonna overgrowth all this top stuff over here. That way my roots have no choice but to go back in the direction that my queen is. Now I'm gonna rage that up because I need a little bit more support there, but the main army is looking really good so far. So gonna use the super barbs here to support, use these goblin guys to tank in the back, and then use my RC ability since she's in the middle of the base here. And now I still have 3 spells I can use to support the rest of my troops. Unfortunately all my healers went down again, but it's all good. The base is already crushed. Still have 2 spells, just gonna use them on my RC to keep her alive. Just use her right there. Even though she's not getting targeted, it's just good to make sure she doesn't take any additional damage. I'm gonna skip these defenses and just go straight for the high value ones over there. So nice, another triple here. Where's the last building? Oh, I didn't even see that. Alright, this base again. Wow, it's the tweaked version again with the poison tower here. So like I did last time, I'm just gonna do the exact same execution. Starting my RC here. And then on 7, I'm gonna make her skip the Tesla there, make sure she's not going up there. Perfect. Just need one more Fox cycle. Fox probably gonna die here. And even if it doesn't die, I'm just gonna go with a double cycle here just to make sure that the RC stays alive. Now it died, it's all good. Whatever. Last one here. Poison tower goes down, and then I'm actually just gonna save her right here since she's gonna activate the Giga Bomb thing anyways. Wall breaker right here, king, queen right there, and the rest of my roots in right here. Exactly like how I did last in the attack before this, when I hit the same base. I think it's really, really important when you hit a base just to remember exactly how you hit it. That way, you never have to learn how to hit the same base again because you already know. Okay, so my queen's going the wrong way, but it's fine. See right there, the king opens up the entire part of the base right there. Queen steps in, gonna use her ability there to spawn the giant and then tank for everything. And then as my roots walk in, using my Eternal Tome here. Oh wow, my RC doesn't step into that ability, but that's fine. I'll just use the RC ability to make her stay back a bit. Gonna overgrowth this back end right here. I think I overgrowth slightly, a little bit of a wrong position, but it should be fine. I still have so many roots alive, still my healers. I'm gonna use this stuff up here and a super barb to take that stuff out. Okay, this is looking good. Do I still have my queen alive? No, I don't. Okay, that's a bit unfortunate. This attack is looking a little bit worse than the last one, but at least my healers are up, so that should, make it easier for me to just power through the rest of the base. Still my warden, still have the healers, some root riders here, so that's still good. And I'll use the free spell whenever I need to. So if my warden gets targeted, then I'm definitely going to use it to support my warden, because he's like the main damage right now. And I'm going to freeze this back end right here. Yeah, this execution wasn't as good as the last hit, but luckily we're still going to be able to pull through on this one. I think probably it's just the warden ability was a little bit earlier than last time, and something got, I don't know, something was holding up my root riders over here. Maybe it was the CC. Maybe I dealt with the CC differently last time. I don't know. I'm not sure. But it's still a triple, so that's good. Alright, next base here. This is a double poison base. These bases are always pretty tough for roots. What's the best way to approach this? I don't want to enter into both the fire spitters at the same time. So probably what I'll do is enter my RC into this flat side here. Just because it's kind of a easier funnel for her to make here. Have her take this stuff out. And if I need to use a redirect, then I'll use it to push her into the base. So keeping my eye on my RC, on 7, place an invis. So as you can see right now, since it's the flat side of the base, I can just enter into this compartment and she'll kind of take everything on this side out. So that's really good for us. Invis here on 7. She'll go for the monolith, which is really good. So I'm gonna invest another invis here because I really want to take this monolith out if possible. All right, monolith goes down, so that's good. Now we're gonna start king and queen on this side. We're starting into the top side because it's less likely to be baited. Then using our troops exactly the way that I said again. I mean, I don't know. This attack is pretty much just you do the exact same execution every time, you know, if possible. You really want to be consistent with how you're hitting these bases and how you execute as well, because it's really, really strong. So as long as you can do everything correctly, then it should be a triple for you. Holding on to my warden ability for a long time here, because I want to make sure that I use my warden when my troops start to take a bunch of damage. So right now, it's only the town hall and the CC. Some people might be tempted to use it, but there's not that much damage yet. So as they enter into this core now I use the warden ability, and then I'm gonna use my overgrowth here just to push everything back into this bottom side. Use the goblins here, and then the super barbs to tank for everything on this back end to support all my roots. And look at how many troops I have still in the middle of the base. I mean, this is just crazy. This is definitely the way to hit this base. So yeah, still have so many roots, all my healers, all my like the Yetis, the troop launcher stuff going into the middle there. And I'm gonna use this freeze on the back end, probably on the scatter shot and the multi inferno, just to oh, and the minion prince right there. Just keep everything alive as they go into the back end here. And yeah, this base is absolutely crushed. This is yeah, good. A lot of people have asked me about poison bases, because poison bases are really common, and they're also pretty hard to hit with roots because they're specifically designed to defend root riders. But yeah, if you approach the base like this, then it's really, really good. Also, another demonstration of why the king ability is better. If you go back and rewind, this corner compartment that I'm zooming in on here, I don't know if you guys can see in the background, was completely taken out by the king, which pushed all of my roots into the core. That would not happen with the snake bracelet. All right, invis base here. A lot of people have asked me, how do I deal with invis bases? This is the trick right here, log launcher. You gotta use the log launcher. So I know this bottom side here is super baited. So what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna start my RC right here on the top. I always start her right here. All I need is her to literally just take out 3 buildings. So this wizard tower and the cannon. Ooh, she's going a little bit off, but that's fine. She's gonna go back. You know what? She's going this way, which is fine as well. I was gonna start my roots on the bottom side. That's all right as well. We'll start the roots on the top because that's perfectly fine. This base is symmetrical, so it should be okay. Just gonna pick up my RC now, and I'm gonna use the baby drag there to funnel. Maybe use one of these goblins. I actually have never even seen how much damage they do, because I don't know, I never use them like one at a time. I'm always using them in like big packs just to make sure that they can tank for any defenses. So starting my roots here, and I'm gonna put my log launcher super far in the front, because I don't need that log launcher to make it all the way to the middle. I mean, it's nice if it makes it to the middle, but to be honest, I just needed to take out, I just needed to activate the invis tower, and once the invis tower is active, then I pretty much don't need it anymore. So now we're using the warden ability as everything walks in together. And the CC troops that I use in here are also perfect for the log launcher because it's a damage CC. Unlike some people use a kind of like a support CC with like ice golems and stuff, but that is not as good for using the log launcher, because if you use that support, like just launching ice golems into the middle, or not launching, like using the log launcher into the middle with ice golems, and they don't really do anything. They can't really take out the town hall or anything. So it's definitely better to use this CC than the other one. And on top of, you know, keeping your healers alive, of course. So now we still have invis here. Gonna use that to just support. Using the queen ability because you're getting targeted by this this cannon. Wow, somehow all my troops kind of died out a little bit here, so that's not great, but still going to be a triple. I think probably what went wrong was At the very start, my queen went up into the main army instead of with my king. And unfortunately, some of these defenses weren't taken out here. So what happened was the roots came down, the invis tower got activated, so they started pathing down this way instead of into the core. So that might have been the issue there. I think that's probably what happened. But yeah, still a triple. Still a triple. Alright, this base again. I always think this base is really funny because I hit space like 10 times every day. I know this bottom side's trapped, but I don't care because I've already hit this base maybe like 5 or 6 times in the past like 3 days. And it's always really overkill, pretty easy base. And what we're gonna do, just use the invis on top of the Teslas. We don't need that because the RC will just ignore those Teslas and just take everything out there anyway, so we don't really care about the Teslas. But all I need here is for this Inferno Tower and the air defense to go down. Okay, air defense, maybe he's not going to go down. No, it's going to go down. Okay, that's fine. Picking my RC up there, queen here, king here. There's another case where the spiky ball is better. I want to push my king into that compartment right there. And I'm going to use the ice golem here with the rest of my roots. Alright, king getting targeted by the queen, that's fine. Then I use my king ability. Maybe he can clear out all those buildings and open up that side for my queen to enter into. Now I use an early rage here to keep everything alive. Now using my troop launcher since my balloons are going to die soon. And then as everything enters into the core, around now I'll use my warden ability, my eternal tone. Then I'll overgrowth this to keep all my troops going back into the top side here because I want them to stay together with my heroes. Then I'll support that side with the goblins. Use my RC abilities since she's in the core there, and then support this backside with the goblins and super barbs as well. So yeah, this base is already crushed. Still my RC, still have all the healers, Root Riders in the middle, Queen still has ability. And I have a freeze as well, so I'm going to use the freeze to just support my RC, probably. Using it here to take out, or, you know, take away some of the damage there. And all my roots will kind of enter back into the middle here. Use my queen ability probably around now to spawn the giant in and take out a bunch of those buildings. Maybe open up the walls as well. And yeah, this base is crushed. This base actually, my fox died a little earlier than I would have expected. Usually my fox dies in the middle here, but the tornado trap was here instead of here. So a little bit tougher of a base for my entry, but it's all good. And that's the thing, you just gotta really remember every single base you hit. That helps so much in Legends. Alright, and this is the last base right here. I've seen this base before. Let me think. What's the best way to hit this? Probably, here's what I'm going to do, I think. So I want to enter into this side here because the Rage and Poison Towers are both here. Then all of this stuff can be overgrowth. So that takes off a bunch of damage. Gonna start my RC on the top here. Pretty sure the traps are on the backside near the Town Hall. I don't remember, but starting my RC here. Nice, looks like no traps here. Just gonna let her walk down pretty far. I'll let her walk for a while here because I need to make sure all my roots path into the center here where the cannon and what's that called? Monolith are. Using the invis on 7. Just gonna push her, invising the archer tower because it's gonna get taken out by her aura anyways. 7 again, take out this cannon, and then I can probably just pick her up after this cannon goes down. We'll see. Alright, so cannon goes down, just gonna pick her up there. Baby drag's on the other side to funnel. I use a baby drag instead of extra super barbs because sometimes there's an air defense on the outside, and it's really important to have something to be able to take out stuff that doesn't get targeted. Or sorry. Sometimes there's no air defenses. I misspoke. Sometimes there's no air defenses, so you can take out like really valuable and like, you know, big defenses without you know, using a bunch of super barbs. You can just use one baby drag to take all that out. Using my warden ability, since everything's entering into this core area with a bunch of damage here, and my queen's probably gonna go to ability soon. Once the Warden ability wears off, I'll use the invis there to protect everything, and I'll overgrowth this right here, so my troops all enter in back into the same area, freezing that, then using all the goblins on the back end and the super barbs to kind of support there and take away some of the damage there. Yeah, this is looking crushed again. So yeah, another perfect day for us. Hopefully I don't jinx it. I mean, still some defenses left up here, but I think it's going to be a triple. But yeah, I mean, hopefully you guys learned a lot from this video. This is a different type of video where I spend a lot more time talking, especially like during the attacks, really going in depth on how I'm approaching every single base, my thought process, and yeah. So hopefully you guys learned a lot from this, and maybe there are some things that I didn't say that you can also learn from my gameplay. So nice. This is my resetting 5811. So last night I was around, I don't remember, maybe top 500, but today I'll probably push up a little bit since it's a nice plus 19 day. Plus 10 yesterday as well, not great, but hope you guys enjoyed the video, and I'll catch you guys in the next episode.